caught on camera on Miami Beach. Two men trying to get help after dozens of shots were fired at their car while they were driving. Local 10's crime specialist Bridget Matter is live on Miami Beach tonight with the latest on the arrests made. Bridget.
We're told by police that one man shot off at least 17 rounds at two other men that were in a car, hitting one of them, grazing the other. He was then arrested soon after that. This is a mugshot for 27-year-old Mordecai Braffman. He's accused of shooting at two men in Miami Beach Saturday evening. Police say the suspect passed the two victims in another car before he got out and started shooting off Alton Road. Police say this was an unprovoked attack. The 27-year-old shooting off 17 rounds. One of them hit one of the men in the shoulder. This is surveillance video of the men trying to get help. If you look closely, you see the passenger with a gunshot wound and blood on his shirt. The other man was grazed. Police add that when the suspect was arrested, he told detectives, quote, he saw two Palestinians and shot and killed both. The victims and the suspect did not know one another. So I am told by one of those victims that the other who was shot in the shoulder, he has been released from the hospital, and that suspect is facing a second-degree attempted murder charge.
And for Braffman, he hopes going into 2024 lightens the anger in so many people's hearts.
I'd love to see some unity and people coming together and fighting less and being together more.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verses 23 through 26. Verse 23, and it reads, And he called them unto him, and said unto them in parables, How can Satan cast out Satan? Verse 24, And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Verse 25, And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Verse 26, And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahak HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. All right, this is your brother Ayashar Barazal from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. All right, a lot going on. On this planet, as we see the prophecies coming to pass. And we sent a lot of division amongst Esau Edom. Before I get into this article, you got Canada and Mexico against United States, NATO against United States. And when I talk about Mexico, that Claudia Sheinbaum, the president, I looked her up, and she may look like Issachar, but her ethnicity says something a little different. It says Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo was born on June 24th, 1962, in Mexico City within a secular Mexican Jewish family. She is the second child of chemist Carlos Sheinbaum Yoslowitz and biologist Annie Pardo, looks like Simo or Chemo, not sure how it's pronounced. Carlos Sheinbaum was of Ashkenazi Jewish descent, and that right there is letting you know, once again, division between the nation. I thought that they went by the mother, all right? But here it is, it says her father. So her father is the Edomite. And once again, there's really no such thing as Ashkenazi Jewish. Ashkenaz is out of Japheth, okay? When you look that up in Genesis 10, And Jew, there's no such thing as Jewish. That it's suffix ish means like, but the word Jew, the root word of that, is short for Judah, meaning the actual tribe, okay, or the southern kingdom, which they are neither, okay. The Ashkenazi Jews, they're neither from neither of those tribes. They're from the tribe of Esau Edom, tribe of Amalek, okay, and that's what she is, an Amalekite. All right, and here again, a lesson to you, black only Israelites. You can see how you can look like, um, you know, a Mexican, but be, you know, a whole Edomite at the same time. You know, so yeah, she was put in place and has a position. But you can see right here, based on her ethnicity, that her father is an Edomite, which would in turn make her an Edomite. All right, and like I said, you got a lot going on, infighting. You look. You just follow the pulse of things. I'm seeing a lot of videos from brothers within the camps, GMS camps, and those who teach the like doctrine, showing where Esau was regretting his vote for number 47, and just a lot of stuff is about to pop off. All right, but this one, you know, the video you just saw of the Amalekite who mistook two other Amalekites for Palestinians. Again, you know, you got that infighting. All right, but once again, how you can look like one nation and be another one. So let's go ahead and get into this article. I got it off Newsbreak, and it says, Jewish man opens fire on two Palestinians in the Florida car, only to learn they're actually Israeli tourists. The cops. I swear. Okay. Says a Jewish man riddled a car with bullets in Miami Beach after spotting who he thought were two Palestinians in it. Only the victims were actually father and son visiting from Israel, cops say. Wow. Mordecai Brofman, a 27-year-old plumber, allegedly fired 17 shots at the Hyundai around 9:30 p.m. Saturday, wounding the two Israeli Jews inside it before driving off and getting nabbed by the cops nearby, according to WSVN TV News and Ynet News. Brofman is now locked up and facing attempted murder charges. Oh, a terror, and that's the terrorist right there. Yep, he looks just like one of those Amalekites. All right, and that's his mugshot right there. All right. It says, it should be noted that while in custody in our interview room, the defendant spontaneously stated that while he was driving his truck, he saw two Palestinians and shot and killed both, police told the TV outlet, quoting the suspect as mistakenly thinking he had murdered the pair. One of the victims was shot in his left shoulder, while the other suffered a grazed wound to his arm, Ynet said. The victims and the defendant do not know each other, cops added in their statement. Police said Brofman was driving on Alton Road just north of 48th Street when he saw the two victims and made a U-turn, pulled up to the car, and started shooting. That's the victim who was shot in the shoulder. Another Amalekite. All right. Says it was a truck passing next to us. The younger victim, identified by WPLG TV as Ari Reve, told the station in Hebrew, boom, 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 and he randomly started shooting. He put the window down and the driver's seat and just blasted, Reve said. God, life is a gift. Video footage posted by X by a WSVN reporter showed one of the victims with a bullet hole and bloodied t-shirt and sitting in a hospital bed. Records show Brofman is being held without bond at the Miami-Dade County Jail. He previously landed in the news in 2023 when he was quoted by media outlets after a local bagel shop was vandalized for flying an Israeli flag. It's just horrifying, Brofman said at the time. I like to see more unity, for people to fight less with each other and be more together. Man. All right. That's it. Like I said, turning against each other. This is let's see. I think it was Isaiah 19. Con. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. All right, and we know, the presence is already here. Our Lord Himself has not come back, but the chariots are showing up. All right, this is when He comes back in that day. All right, and He says, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And we are seeing that right now. As 2 Ezra 9 said, the Lord is beginning to visit the world that He's made. All right, but the time is not yet. But this is, when you seeing Esau fighting with Esau, we know that things are close, okay? In addition to the other prophecies that are going on, there's a lot of judgment. It's so much to keep up with. These planes falling out of the sky. Just had a brother put in a group earlier today about a bus, that killed I think 51 people, it said. Had another, just planes are like falling every day out of the sky, people eaten up by sharks. I got an article where a woman got both her hands bit off. It's just a lot going on. A lot to keep up with, and it is happening every day around the clock. But this is one of them. You're having that infighting. And it's a very good sign. As this year 2025 was declared by Apostle Tahar as the hopeful year of our deliverance, the deliverance of the elect, as well as the destruction and judgment of Esau Edom. And, hey, a lot of that, they're starting to tell on each other, just, hey, we got a lot of stuff to be, making videos on, since the year kicked off, a whole lot. All right. But one of the things is when we knew that we would know that the time would come, that these curses are starting to lift, and we're starting to see those things. And one of the curses was that a brother will have an evil eye against his brother. All right. And that's what has happened here with, these Amalekites. And it's just going to get worse because, if this ceasefire continues, that's when, the Amalekites over there in the state of Israel are going to turn on Benjamin Netanyahu. All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, and verse 7. And it reads, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and upon them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. All right. And one of those curses was a brother having an evil eye towards his brother. All right. In Deuteronomy chapter 28. And that's what you had here with this Israeli, trying to take out two other Israelis. All right. That's where it is. But we know with Amalek, we know what his end is. The Lord told us that. This is the book of Numbers. Slakia. Chapter 24. And I think verse 20. All right. It says, and when he looked upon Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, first meaning the chief nation, the head nation. And we know that's who it is. They are the chief nation. All right. own and control everything, you know. As a matter of fact, as we do know, they fund both sides of the war. You know, Gutli Shrapnel Rothschild, Myram Rothschild's wife, said if my sons did not want war, there wouldn't be any. All right. And he said, I care not who makes the laws as long as I control the money. And that's what he's doing with all of these banks. Okay. And soon to be the MOTB. All right. He's in full control of everything. And on top of that, we know that not only did they finance the transatlantic slave trade, they own the ships. Talking about these Amalekites. What the Lord said, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. All right. And we've been, you know, the true nation of Israel, the 12 tribes, you know, they know exactly who we are, but are impersonating us. But that, you know, hey, that's over with. The truth is out there. You know, you do not match up with the scriptures whatsoever, except for being the wicked. All right, and the chief, the first of the nations, or the chief nation. You know, absolutely the wicked. All right, but you know, this is hey, you know, the Lord said, you know, don't ever forget what He did to you. You know, when we were coming out of Egypt. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, starting at verse 17. And he says, remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt. And if you go back to Exodus, I believe it's chapter 17, you know, that's where the Lord said he would be at war with Amalek from generation to generation. All right. That was a prophecy. All right. Which is the reason why, you know, when Saul was told to destroy him and everything, you know, he failed to do that, because that was a prophecy that the Lord would be at war with him from generation to generation. All right. Verse 18, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. And that's what he does. That's the whole nature of Esau, Edom. You know, very rarely will they take on Jake a one-on-one and not get completely dusted in the process. But, you know, they do shit sneaky, you know, poison you. If it's not poison you, you know, they make sure that you're unarmed and they're armed, or they outnumber you. Okay. What we saw last summer, outnumbering Jake doesn't bode so well either. If any of you saw that clip where that one Jake took on those 7 Edomites by a pool. All right. Continue on. He says, therefore it shall be, when Yahweh thy power have given thee rest from all thy enemies round about in the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it. All right. That's when we, are caught up by those chariots, and New Jerusalem comes down. All right. We come down off of those chariots with the immortal bodies, the covenant within us, you know, spiritual power, you know, 24/7. All right. We're back in our land. All right. After it's been cleaned up and rebuilt. All right. It says, continue on, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. All right. And that's pursuant to Obadiah 1 and 18. You know, him being the head nation, you take out the head, the whole body follows. So the entire nation of Edom is going out the same day as Amalek, because he is part of Edom. All right, so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kakodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Abba Babal. Shalom.